The fact that Spurs have been in that kind of top four for the last few weeks has made everyone feel a lot more comfortable about this start than maybe the performances would otherwise indicate. And now, they're 2 points above Villa, who are 11th. There's a real sort of crush in that table, isn't there, in the top half, where basically if you don't win a couple of games, you could easily go from being third to being 12th. And I think if that happened, if Spurs were suddenly in the bottom half of the table in 2 or 3 weeks' time, I just think the mood could change even more. You think there has been a sort of slight sense of comfort of being so high up the table. And obviously the Champions League performances have not been good, but again, the results have been fairly solid. But I think when you combine the exit in the Cup, with these performances that we're seeing, I can see a scenario where the pressure ramps up. I still think it's very early. I still think the injuries are a big reason to say, it feels incredibly familiar, doesn't it, when we start to say, let's wait for the players to come back. But I do think, when you look at what have Tottenham done well in these first few weeks, the defensive stats and numbers are much improved. The away form is much better. They do look like a more solid team. Has Frank tweaked the dial too much one way? I think we'd probably say yes. I still think for Frank is that there's still some margin for him to improve the team, to turn this around. But there's also this slightly niggling point in my mind, and maybe it's just because it's Chelsea, and we've seen these kind of before and after games with Chelsea before in the last couple of seasons where there have been seesaw matches, where the momentum of the crowd and the team has turned on the result in these games. This game today did feel like this kind of game where actually you look back on it and say, yeah, that was the match where everything went downward.